Good morning everyone, Prime here, and today we're going to be covering Nox, some facts about her, her story, things of that nature. Moving into this though, Eris was the goddess of chaos and discord in Greek mythology. She's very similar to gods like the Morrigan or Loki, but I like to consider from what I've found out about her, the better version of both of these gods, as like them, she's not afraid to get her hands dirty. She seems to enjoy that aspect of what she does a lot more than the other two, and overall she seems to have been more successful in her schemes, especially her greatest scheme, but we'll move on to that when the time comes. Her Roman counterpart was Discordia, and was considered to be the opposite of Harmonia, who to the Romans was Concordia. Now, they both had different parents. Discordia was one of the daughters of Nox, whereas Harmonia was one of the daughters of Aphrodite. You have Discordia representing chaos and strife, and you have Harmonia representing, well, harmony and other positive things those lines. Discordia actually got along quite well with Bellona, and the two are very enthusiastic about war. So if we get a lot of voice lines in Smite, or essentially Bellona 2.0 in Smite through Discordia, try not to be too surprised. Her son would tag along with her when she rode along with Ares in his war chariot. And of course, because she was one of the many children of Nox, she was also Nemesis' sister, and she of course took on some of the darker elements that a lot of Nox's children tend to take on board with them, with Discordia specifically taking on strife, chaos, and discord. She was also said to be the mother of the Cacodemons, unleashed upon the earth when Pandora opened her box. Cacodemons were pretty much evil spirits, and their counterparts were angels. And these were just some of the many monsters or forms of death that Pandora unleashed upon the world. She loves to mess with people, a lot. So this is one of the ways that she's quite similar to Loki or the Morrigan. With Hercules specifically, he discovered a small apple-like object on the floor. It wasn't blocking his path originally, but for some reason, I don't know why he did this, but for some reason, he bashed it with his club. Instead of being destroyed, it just grew to twice its size. So Hercules was a little threatened by this, or upset, or disturbed by this, and decided to hit the apple again, or the apple-like object again, with his club. And it grew to twice its size again, but it blocked his path now. And then Athena told him that he was being messed with, essentially, and he should probably stop hitting the apple-like thing. All of this while Discordia just enjoyed the entire thing. So yeah, she really does like to mess around with people. Probably not just Herc, she does play around with a lot of other people as well, but she is not an all-powerful being by any means. And she served Hera and Zeus. Specifically this one time, a couple, Polytechnos and Adon, randomly uttered one day that they loved each other more than Zeus and Hera love each other. And this really perturbed the godly couple. So they sent Eris, or Discordia, down to Earth to deal with them, and deal with them she did. She had them compete with each other to see who could complete their specific task first. Adon had a little help with her task, and finished a lot faster, and you can only guess who helped her with her task. It was Hera. This made Polytechnos very mad, and you see the loser was to give one of their servants to the victor. So, Polytechnos, being very spiteful, raped one of Adion's sisters, and then disguised her as a servant, then gave her to Adon. So Adon was none too pleased about this, and found one of Polytechnos' sons, then served him to him for dinner or breakfast or lunch, I'm not sure which, and had Polytechnos eat him. After all of this madness went down, they were eventually turned into birds. Don't get on Discordia's bad side, it's probably not going to be the best idea for you. Now on to the main reason why I think Discordia is probably a better version of Loki and the Morrigan. You see, every known Olympian had been invited to the wedding of Peleus and Thetis, who would eventually bring Achilles into the world. Eris wasn't invited for the same reason that the Norse gods were sick of Loki. She was known to bring strife and discord into things, and thanks to her antics with, I'm assuming, Hercules for instance, the gods didn't want to deal with any of that nonsense. So she was the only goddess not invited to this wedding. Eris was not happy about this at all. And sometime during the party, a golden apple of discord just happened to find itself in the party. And it had a little inscription that caused the goddesses Athena, Aphrodite, and Hera to fight over the apple to determine who was the fairest of them all. The actual inscription itself was the fairest one. The argument was eventually brought to Zeus, and they were all family. That's probably one of the most epic dilemmas ever. Do you really want to directly say in front of your wife that your daughter is far more beautiful? No, it was a trap, a giant trap. So Zeus decided, I'm not going to decide this, and Paris of Troy, he should be the one. He's a good man for the job. So Hermes traveled all the way over to Troy to deliver this message to Paris. And Paris was all, why don't the goddesses just share the apple? To which Hermes said, no, I didn't travel all the way over here just for you to cheese your way out of this one. And eventually it came down to bribes. Aphrodite's was the best bribe, and so she won the apple. However, the condition for her victory was that she was supposed to give Paris the most beautiful woman in the world as his bride, who just happened to be Helena, a wife of Menelaus, king of Sparta. Paris was invited over to Sparta with the aid of Aphrodite, and when he left, he did so with a certain bride. This sparked the Trojan War, and the mastermind of it all, who didn't get her hands at all dirty, or at least I don't think she was injured during the conflict, Discordia. Loki could really learn a thing or two from Discordia. Now, either in the comment section or the description, I'll link the data mining post, as the next god after the Hachiman should be Discordia, hence why we're covering her. So you can check out her data mine abilities and speculate for yourselves there. But considering her lore, I'm expecting her to be some sort of mage or assassin, one of the two. So that should be fun to deal with, Loki 2.0 hopefully. And we've reached the end of the video. I hope that you've enjoyed yourself. If you have, go ahead and leave a like. If you haven't, go ahead and leave a dislike. If you want more content just like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I've got a ton of requests for gods, and I think I'm looking into doing Thoth. Hopefully I can get that out sometime this week. And Hell, those seem to be the top two most requested gods that I cover. So those two will probably be next, and then we'll go from there. So until the next video, have a very good day. I've been Prime, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.